Hi Virgo, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Virgo is your general bi-weekly reading for the time between the 20th of February and the 5th of March. I'm going to draw 6 cards initially. The first 3 cards are going to relate to this last week in February, and the second 3 cards are going to relate to the first week in March. I've already shuffled and meditated before I've started filming. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we'll get started on your reading. Okay, for those of you that this is at the base of your reading, for those of you that are new to my channel, I do read intuitively, so I always deal the cards face down, not for suspense, just because I can get distracted by the energies, and there's a lot coming through for you actually already. There's a lot of you wanting to move, you wanting to go, you wanting to do something. So there's action wanting to be taken by you over this next couple of weeks, Virgo. The card at the base of your reading, the World card, really talks about the overall energy or experience, karmic experience or perspective that you can be having to face over this time period. Okay, and for you guys it's the World card. This is the last card in the major arcana, so it's the ending of a cycle, ending of a way of living, ending of a way of being, a lifestyle, an attitude, for example. And not only is it the ending of that and you've gone through a huge amount of learning to get to this point, it also marks the beginning. It also marks the beginning of a new existence for you, a new normal for you, a new way of being for you. This is what this card represents. There's an opportunity for you to move into the new life that you want over this next 2 weeks, and actually to make some actual real changes or some actual real progress in the direction that you want to go in. Okay, so that's the sort of overall perspective really over this next couple of weeks. Okay, so let's have a look at this week in February. So we start off with the Devil energy. This is number 15 in the major arcana, which adds up to 6. 1 + 5 = 6. And you know, the imagery of the Devil energy is very, very similar to the imagery on the Lovers card. And for those of you that follow me at Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram or Facebook, you'll have read the post that I wrote about the Devil energy and the significance of this energy and how it can affect us all. It's a very spiritual sign, is Capricorn. As I said, I'm a Capricorn. You might think I'm biased, but that's the truth. It's a very spiritual sign. It's a very spiritual energy. Number 6 is a very spiritual number as well. And this card indicates the beginning of long established ways of living your life. This suggests that there is change that wants to come through for you. So people talk about it being addictions, people talk about the Devil energy being addictions. I mean, it can, but that's like the sort of the most, that's like saying when the Lovers card comes out, you're going to be in love. You know, it's like the most basic sort of interpretation of the card, of the energy, which is kind of not very helpful really for the majority of us. So this is a well-established way of living. It could be the thing that you do for a living, your job, could be your marital status, your relationship status, could be a situation with your family, and it's living in living the mundane, you know, upholding your responsibilities and really not questioning whether or not these are best for your soul. You know, the devil energy is about worldly pursuits. It's about the pursuit of those things, family and stability and finances. It's the pursuit of all those things is the devil energy. And actually, we leave out the focus on ourselves. And actually, when we see the devil energy, it's about recognizing that you've got to connect with your soul, and you've really got to see whether or not the ways that you're living, the well-established ways, the things that you're committed to, whether or not they actually truly serve you on all levels. And when we get this card, it is an indication that it doesn't. So as I said, it could be my sister's a Virgo, actually. And this will fit with her because she's changing her job. She'll be leaving the family business, one of the family businesses soon, and she'll be doing what she's always wanted to do, which is be a legal professional, solicitor. She's qualified, but anyway, by the by. Anyway, so this would link to her. So it's that type of thing, you know, you're used to, you know, working, earning a living, being in a stable situation, but actually you have a dream to become a lawyer, like my sister does, or whatever your dream is. And actually it's that feeds both sides of you, the Adam and the Eve, the masculine and the feminine. This is Adam and Eve, by the way. And you must really, this is about the change, the beginnings of the change. Number 1 is the beginning. Number 5 is change. It's the beginning of change. It's the starting to think about the ways that you want to live going forward. Okay, and this is actually something that you can celebrate. You know, you are, whenever we see a number 3, we know that the universe is watching over us. We know that the universe is working with us in order to overcome, in order to see things through, in order to see the benefits of things. This is whenever we see a number 3, and this is the 3 of Cups. So Cups energy is about our emotions and our intuitions and our longings and the things that feel right to us, the things that, and it's those things that feel right, that feel good, that actually are a stalwart. They're actually with you always. You always feel good about, you know, when you play the piano, it always makes you feel good. And even though you're a doctor, you know, maybe you should be pursuing the things that you want to do. It's a celebration in recognition of how important your feelings and your emotions are to the balance, stability and happiness and fulfillment of your life. There's got to be, it can't all be about, or because it pays my mortgage. It can't all be because it's what's best for everybody else. You know, once you recognise, actually it is important how I feel, and that I am fully fulfilled and whole. That's the energy of the 3 of Cups. It is something to be celebrated. We talk about this card being a reunion. For some of you, I mean, I'm doing the love readings next week, so I try not to really focus on love in these readings, but you know, it could be suggestive of a relationship that you have been in, or you were in the past. It could be some sort of reconciliation. It could indicate a new truth or realization coming through about that commitment. Okay, but as I said, I'm trying not to focus on love necessarily. So next week when I upload the March love readings, I'll give you a proper full love reading and you can have a look back. Okay, so this is the last card in this week. So Virgo, this is your energy. This is Earth energy, King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is about the actions that we take in order to ensure and to nurture our stability. It's putting your energy into the right areas in order that you have the security the long-standing security that you need. Okay, it's nurturing and it's compassionate. And obviously it's you as well. So there's that diligence as well. There's that focus, the attention to detail that the Virgo always brings through with it. Now, you need to, as I said, look, we've got here, this is Capricorn's energy and this is Capricorn's energy. So again, we have with the King of Pentacles and with Capricorn, we have this almost, we feel it's our responsibility. You feel it's, and this is the same. So you feel it's your responsibility to provide for the family or to sustain this marriage or whatever it is for you as an individual. And it is your responsibility to do that. And you take that responsibility seriously, but it's also your responsibility, with the Three of Cups, to recognize that your emotions are as important as all these other worldly things that we go after. They're as important, and we need to give light to those as well. We need to make sure that we focus on trying to improve both aspects and trying to gain balance in both aspects of our life in order to be fully balanced, like the King of Pentacles. This card's clarifying the King of Pentacles, and it's a Wheel of Fortune. So good, we've got another change. This can be related to the boss or the husband as well. Or a father figure. So this could hint and suggest a change in a relationship, a new energy coming through in a relationship when it comes to how you relate to your boss. So for my sister, that would be one of my brothers, is her boss. You know, there's a change in that relationship coming in. If it's in a relationship, again, this toxic relationship, potentially toxic, or a relationship where it just kind of was like you were going through the motions almost. You know, there's a new energy coming in for that relationship. It could also suggest as well with these energies here. So it's a very positive start, actually. There's movement. I sense movement anyway. I feel like this card is potentially, I'll turn this over separately, so I'm not sure if it's related to this or this. So it could be related to both. There's a change coming in. There's a new direction that you want to go in, or there's a new way of thinking, or there's a new way of approaching. But really, this is something, as I said, that takes into account both aspects of yourself as an earth sign. So both the worldly pursuits that we really take we really put so much importance on those things, and they are important. So it's important to have a secure income. It's important to have a secure relationship, a good relationship with family, blah, blah, blah. So we have that, but coming through for you now is also recognizing the equal importance of your emotional and spiritual fulfillment as you continue forward to create the stability and the type of life, relationship, work situations that you want. Okay, we've got that change coming in where we see balance, and actually that's something that's not always been there for you, Virgo. You have been not neglecting yourself. That's quite a emotive word, is neglecting, and we won't say neglecting, but you have maybe, as I said, been going through the motions and not really thinking of the significance of your emotional stability and fulfillment, which is as important. Okay, so then we've got, going into March, we've got this Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is always, it's a challenging energy for me as a reader, especially the type of readings that I do and the type of work that I do. And, you know, I always say I experience the energies, and that's what gives me the wisdom to give the readings that I do. And what I mean by experiencing the energies is I have to meditate with each of the energies in life, and then I relate that then to the cards, to the astrology, to the symbolism, etc. of the cards. And I meditate on I might meditate on a specific chakra. I might meditate on a specific energy, like sword energy. I might meditate on a masculine or feminine energy. I might reflect on, so in all those different ways, and all these different aspects all come into the understanding the layers of meanings within the tarot. And this energy is a difficult one because you're stuck in a way of thinking. Okay, you're stuck in a way of thinking about yourself that is, you know, and it comes beneath the devil. So again, it's a similar thing where, you know, you think the most important thing is that I pay my bills, or the most important thing is that my kids are fed and watered. I don't have children, so I'm not sure if that is, I'm sure that is the most important thing to many parents, including my sister. But you're stuck in a way of thinking, and you can't see any other way. You think that, oh, okay, it's really important that I do this, and so because this is the most important thing, I just have to sacrifice all those other things. And you're stuck in that way of thinking. But actually, when you do that, what you do is you're cutting off those dreams that you have and ambitions that you have and wishes that you have, which are still valid, which are part of you, which have always been with you. When we were younger, my brother, who's also a Capricorn, I've got 5 brothers and 2 sisters, a twin sister, a big sister, Emma, and 5 brothers. And Dennis one of my brothers, he's also a Capricorn, and he used to ask us when we were growing up, when we were younger, what do you want to do when you grow up? And it's very good for career prospect. You know, you've got to sort of encourage children, I suppose, haven't you? And he's the most intelligent person I've ever met, actually, and my family are very intelligent. Anyway, and Anne, my twin sister, always used to say, I want to be a chartered accountant. And now Anne is a chartered accountant. And Emma always used to say, I want to be a lawyer. And Emma went to university. She did her LP, I always forget if it's LPC or LPG. Basically a legal profession thing. She went to university, she got those qualifications, she's qualified as a solicitor. But then she decided to take, she worked in a, she didn't actually work as a solicitor. She works with young people and families, which is part of one of the businesses that my brothers own. And she's very high up in what she does. She's very knowledgeable about what she does. She knows all this legal stuff. She helps the children, blah, blah, blah. But what she was doing is she was cutting off, she was saying, well, you know, she was cutting off her own wishes, desires. And actually that is so unhealthy for us, because we lose compassion for ourselves. We lose connection to those wishes, those dreams, and they don't go anywhere. But that restriction creates imbalance, creates anxiety, creates stress, because we are not listening to ourselves, to our souls, to our desires, to what we want, to what we need. We are instead stuck thinking that this is the most important thing, paying my mortgage or this marriage or whatever. And actually we lack compassion for ourselves, and this is something that you need to recognize, and hopefully do recognize with this card here. You need to recognize that your emotions, your desires, your wishes, they are a part of you. So to deny them is to deny a part of you, which in itself creates instability. So it's showing, we've got another 8 here with the strength card. It's showing that when we enter now, I've talked about new karmic cycles. When we enter March, you've stepped over the threshold and you're in your new karmic cycle, your new world. And this karmic cycle, strength card, new karma, is going to show you, reveal more of you to you. You're going to see and learn and understand much, much more about yourself, about your relationships, about your life, about your perspective, about your beliefs. You're going to start to learn so much more about these things as you move into March. And that's because you have decided, some of you, to make changes either in your relationships, your marriage, or in your work, in any of the pursuits or in any of the ways that you live that you feel you are responsible for, but that don't actually fulfill you emotionally and spiritually. You are going to start to live differently come March. That's what these energies represent here, okay? So we've got new energy coming in. Obviously, you've seen the Wheel of Fortune there. We've got new energy coming in. We've got a recognition of our soul parts, and that is always ever brings growth, okay? So yeah, we've got this energy here, the Queen of Cups. The Cups, again, it's about our emotions, and the Queens are passive, which means it's about what's within. If it was a King of Cups is this is how I feel, and now I know how I feel, I'm going to act on it. I'm going to do something about it because now I know how I feel. The Queen of Cups is, now I know how I feel, this alters my perception of myself, of my life, of the choices that I'm making, etc. That's the energy of the Queen of Cups. It's about coming into realizations that can alter our way of thinking, our way of being, our way of living, okay? Doesn't mean that we necessarily take action like the King does, but it means that our understanding of ourselves is different. Our understanding of our emotions and our emotional processes is different. And this is what's coming in for you, Virgos, in March. We've got the Hanged Man, which is supporting or clarifying the Queen of Cups. So it's this, basically, in a nutshell, this card is, the energy here is about looking at a situation or a circumstance from a different perspective. So this is one, seeing your emotions from a different perspective. So first of all, we denied the emotions. We thought that mortgage was more important, or everyone else was more, or whatever was more important. The responsibilities were more important. And now you're seeing things from a different point of view. You're seeing that actually, like all Capricorns see, this is why it's such a spiritual sign. You are starting to see that these responsibilities that you have held as so important all of your life, you actually start to see that staying committed to these responsibilities has helped you to reveal your more spiritual side. Does that make sense? So being so focused on building this job, building this business, building this family, having that focus and those responsibilities, actually what they did is spending all that time there eventually helps you to be released from those responsibilities, because you recognize the significance of fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. This is what these energies represent here. It's not saying, oh my God, I hate the last 20 years of my life because I've been working for the family. It's about saying, thank you for giving me these responsibilities, because these responsibilities have actually taught me the importance and the significance of my spirituality and of my mental health and well-being. Having these responsibilities has taught me that. So we don't hate the fact that we were in these situations. We have to value the fact that we were in these situations, because it's these situations that show us truly who we are, no matter how long that journey takes. And that's the same for if someone's, for example, is addicted to drugs or alcohol or whatever things people can be addicted to. I don't know. It's the same as that. It's like eventually it's awful, I'm sure, to be addicted to drugs or alcohol. I'm sure it's awful for those people. Obviously, it would be. But eventually what these people would see and need to see is that I needed to get to this addiction. I needed to see that so that I could see that there's emotions that I need to deal with, and that it's important to recognize those emotions, and that once I deal with those emotions, I'm stronger because of them, etc. So it's that type of energy with these cards coming through. So a lot of awareness coming through for you in the month of March, February and March, which is a theme. Read the astrology below. It is a theme for the month, and we are all of us going through some very significant changes that maybe have been there beneath the surface, but we haven't really been able to bring to light. You are going to be able to bring those to light over this next couple of weeks. Okay, this is the last card, the final card. Excellent. Oh, beautiful. This is the last card for March. Okay, so we've got the Six of Cups. Now I'm sorry to keep talking about my sister, but I will get her I'll have to get her to watch this. She doesn't usually, sometimes she watches. She likes the meditation stuff. She watches meditation stuff, my sister, that I do. Anyway, Six of Cups. So when I said about these long held wishes, dreams, ambitions that you've been denying because of the responsibilities you've got, it's about, as I said, reawakening those, recognizing that they exist still, and that they are important still, and that you can. And just by recognizing that alters your perception, alters your approach, alters your perspective on the life that you currently have, on the position that you're currently in. Okay, the Six of Cups is about it's number 6. Devil's number 6 as well. Lovers is number 6 as well. So remember, these are experiences that we go through that teach us something, that we learn from, that we value the wisdom that we gain in those experiences, and we appreciate the value of them. And this is you appreciating the value of yourself, appreciating the value of the long-held wishes and dreams that you've been denying of yourself for so long, the long-held ambitions that you've wanted, the long-held fulfillment that you've wanted. This is saying you can connect with that again. You can start to connect with that side of yourself again. You can remove these shackles with the Eight of Swords there. You can remove those shackles and stop thinking in that way, and start this new way of thinking, which actually helps you to recognize and find parts of yourself that you have long disregarded. And we've got the Three of Swords here supporting this or clarifying this card. So this suggests that there was a moment where you felt disempowered. And you know, and it was that disempowerment with the Three of Swords that got you thinking in a way that was stuck. You started thinking that, you know, I can't, you know, the example I've been using all day is your parents got divorced when you were a kid, for example. So your parents were divorced when you were a child, and that was very traumatic for you. And you, because of that situation with your parents, you know, you just do not trust men or women or whatever, or you don't believe in marriage, for example. This is that energy. This is that energy of the Three of Swords. It's the energy of something bad happens to you, and a peak experience, if you will, and that peak experience stays with you and forms a part of your identity, and it's something that we carry around with us. And it's as if one of these peak experiences, or the things that have kept you stuck, the reason you've been stuck in this way of thinking, you're going to be enlightened and understand this. You're going to be able to see, oh, it's because of this, because of my mum and dad's divorce, or whatever it is for you as an individual in your life. And actually you can reawaken, if you will, these dreams and these wishes and these long-held ambitions that you've had this month, and you can release yourself from these situations that have left you feeling that you can't achieve something. You know, all those, or any situation that made you feel you can't achieve something, or it makes you feel negatively about yourself, or think, I should say, because it's sword energy, about our thoughts. Swords is about our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, our consciousness, our communication, what we say, what we think, what we allow ourselves to say, what we allow ourselves to think. That's the sword energy. Logic, reason, truth. And this is like being stuck in a way of that's being stuck in a way of thinking. This is ways of thinking that hold us back, that we have held as part of our identity. We see that this is the way we are. So you think that you're a negative person, but you're not a negative person. You had a negative experience, which, example, parents got divorced. That made you think negatively about relationships, but that doesn't mean that you're a negative person. But this is like, I'm a negative person. I'm never going to get married. But actually, you're not. It's just an event happened that made you feel this way, and you carry this as if it's part of you, and it is not. You can remove it, and you're going to learn that. You're going to learn to remove those daggers this month from your heart. You're going to learn that, and you're going to learn to embrace yourself and to really give your spirituality, your emotions, your mental health, your security, emotional security, and intuitive senses as well. You're going to learn to give those a voice and recognize the significance of them, and that they are as significant as the responsibilities that you have held so dear, Virgo. Okay, so I hope that made sense. There was a lot of information that wanted to come through, but there's a sense of movement. You want to start moving in a different direction. You want to be in a new existence, in a new world. And as I said, that could just be in your thinking. You know, it might just be you thinking very differently about yourself. For others of you, this cycle is going to take you into new places. You know, new, as I said, you've always wanted to be a cake designer, so you're going to be a cake designer. You know, you've always wanted to play the piano, so you're going to do it. You know, whatever it is, you're going to start to, some of you might very drastically change your lives and do things very differently this year. And you're going to learn as you go. Don't worry, you're going to learn as you go, Virgo. Okay, so I hope you like that reading, my darlings. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and like it. Also, leave me a comment, and I always read every comment, and I will endeavour to respond to every comment as well. And obviously, feel free to share this video with your friends, your family, on your Facebook, in WhatsApp, if you think this might benefit those people as well. If you don't already, you can subscribe just by clicking my little head at the bottom. I think it's my head. You can subscribe to Kiwis and Tarot by clicking the little head. You'll get notifications of all new uploads. Obviously, it's free, so do it. And I'm uploading your love readings for the month of March. I'll upload those next week. if you're interested in anything to do with mindfulness, compassion, anything to do with tarot or with spirituality, etc., meditation, you can check out the Key Wisdom playlist, which I'll link at the end. And for those people that are interested in personal readings from me, I am going to just record a little video about personal readings. Have had to limit the appointments that I offer just because I was getting very busy with everything. So I've done a little video just explaining that, and you can check that out as well if you're interested. Okay, my darlings, have a fabulous couple of weeks, my lovely Virgos. I will see you all again next week with your brand new love readings. Okay, take care, my darlings. Bye.